Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Holy Week, where we are looking day by day of what was going on in the life of Jesus. And so what was happening around Jesus in this time? The Bible says that Jesus continued going to the courts and was teaching people, and some of the other things that happened while he was doing that. He was sitting there with his disciples, and they were watching people give alms to the poor, and it was done in a very, very public way. And so Jesus, as he was watching rich people coming and saying, "Oh, here, I give all this to you. In fact, here, I'll give my wallet." And it gave extravagant and big gifts to it, and impressing all the people around. But then a widow came, and she walked up, and she just gave a couple copper pieces. The worth isn't even mentioned of what they were. It was so insignificant. She probably received some ridicule. After all, look at what people were bringing, and this is all you're giving? And Jesus told his disciples, what this woman has given is more than what everybody else has given. For they gave out of their richness, their surplus, while she in her poverty gave all she had. See, the people that were coming were going, "Oh, let me give a tip to God. Let me give something." But they gave in such a way as, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." They received their reward, the approval of man. While when she gave, she actually received the ridicule of the people around. But she wasn't giving for their eyes. She was giving out of love for Jesus. What a contrast. We go to Wednesday night. Wednesday night, Jesus goes to the house of Simon the ex-leper, who had a group of people over, and included in that group of people was obviously Jesus and his disciples, but also you had Lazarus and his two sisters, Mary and Martha. And so they were there and eating, and I don't know when it happened during the meal, but Mary got up and she brought an alabaster flask that had been sealed, and inside it was pure nard. She broke it open and began pouring it on Jesus. The disciples were like, "Whoa, what a waste, what a waste. You could have sold that and given it to the poor. It would have been worth 11 months' wages." Jesus said, "Leave her alone. What she did was good to me, for she has anointed my body for burial." And so, a lot of confusion, but again, here's somebody giving, and what they give is actually ridiculed. But again, her motive was, I am giving because I love. This is the Jesus who came to my house and we'd eat with him. This is Jesus who came to my house and he raised my brother from the dead. What could I do? What can I give? And she gave what was most precious, because Jesus was more precious than that to her. What a contrast. Here's people giving. Look at what I can give. And they were receiving because they gave. And this widow who gave out of her poverty. But God saw. You have Mary who gives and also is ridiculed. And in the same room, there is a disciple who kind of led the others to say, what a waste, because he held the purse strings of all that was given to the disciples and Jesus. And John's gospel says he would take some from it. His name, Judas Iscariot. And it was this moment that was the turning moment for Judas, because Judas was around Jesus, not to give to Jesus, but to get from Jesus. And this is when he left Jesus and the other disciples and went and found the chief priest and the scribes and the elders and made a deal of betraying Jesus. Why do we do for Jesus? Is it to get, or simply out of love? I really have nothing to offer you, God, but what I have, I give to you. May God bless you the rest of this Wednesday of Holy Week.